I mean, we have O'Neill here with us, and the show must go on. This week, we have a jam-packed show. Again, you know, it's sports. It's all about sports. So, 10 minutes past the hour, we'll have Sharmella Martin, Vice Chairman of the Jamaica Rugby Football Union, and we'll be interviewing her to find out what's going on there in the rugby world.
There was some surprises by the rugby team earlier this week, so she'll begin giving us a little bit more of a rundown of these surprises that they have surprised us with. We also have on the show itself coming up.
Well, we have a jump-back show. Obviously, we'll be talking about Gold Cup football. But excuse me, Sarah Manners, I want to big up all the listeners on the Primal 4K app, Fit FM 96.7. I mean, the YouTube, Facebook, listeners all out there. I mean, excuse my manners. Without the viewers, it wouldn't be possible. So I have to big up the viewers and the listeners all over the island and all over the world. So thank you for tuning in to the Primal Sports. So to kick things off, I mean, you know what's coming up today, Gold Cup. Last week, everybody was calling for Coach Hallgrimson's head on the show. I was the only person that said give him his chance. So this is his chance to step up to the plate and kick off the Gold Cup with a win.
One thing I know.
We haven't won a match in quite a bit. As Peter said, we only can score from penalties. And I'm looking at the team, and I mean, there's some key omissions from me, but I think it's a very capable squad of doing the job based on the quality of players we have out there. But the cohesion, I mean, the unity, or how they will play is a different story if they can play as a unit, because, you know, you have to be familiar with one another to get maximum results, and that is what we're lacking, playing time together of all these quality players we have.
For me, I'm still a little bit perturbed about the team selection. I think at least one JPL member should have been a part of that team.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah.
No less than 4.
And it's
yeah, well, yeah. I think that, and even so, this is, I wouldn't say a warm-up, but we all know that the end game is to qualify for the World Cup. We want to qualify for the World Cup, but in doing so, on the road to all of that, we have to have good performance in the Gold Cup, the Caribbean, when we play against our Caribbean competition. But in a sense, I agree with you. I think that we have to reward the players that play in our local league and get a chance to expose their talent to the world, because you have to start from somewhere. And
I think Jamaica is probably the only nation that when selecting a national league, our national team, there's not one single representative from
the local league. That you're probably right.
No other country that does that.
Yeah.
None. Not even a water
And
boy.
I'm saying, even so, they don't necessarily have to play or start. But after being in the team, you have to be in the team. And I agree with you. Somewhere, you have to reward even the leading goal scorer, a top defender. Somebody has to be in that team. And it only shows that we're trying to not only promote the league, but that you have to reward the players.
But when I look at the front line, or that forward line, and I run their stats, believe me, I can't believe that these are the guys. No wonder why we are lacking goals. When you look at between Leon, Damari, and Mikel Antonio, you're looking at probably around 100 and some plus club games, you know.
Yeah.
And you're around 10 to 15 goals between all three of them.
Yeah.
And then we go down to Corey Burke and Shamar Nicholson. And then you have Trevante Stewart from Mount Pleasant. 26 games and 18 goals. And you don't even give him a shoe.
A showing, something.
Don't even carry the water.
Well, I mean, and a 23-member squad, I mean, it's tough. But even so, let's stick with what is happening right now. And I see quality all over the park, except for, I would say, the midfield. We're lacking a creative midfield player.
I know
a ball handler.
Is balling for her.
Ravel. Yeah. That a mission to me, but people, and there's no Maggie, there's no Ravel. So I don't know how we're going to create goals. We have to score probably brilliant individual goals like Bobby Reid or Mikel Antonio. No, I mean, everybody knocks Bobby Reid in the studio except me, but Bobby Reid has quality. And I mean, he did score a wonderful solo goal for Jamaica, but in terms of build-up play through the middle of the park, I don't see who's going to do that.
And it's been Jamaica's main problem over the years. We don't know how to transition from defense to midfield to offense. And especially when it gets through that midfield area, we just don't know what to do with the ball. And I think he's going to go back to this long ball situation that the coach complained about.
Yeah.
And I think that is what he's going to be playing, by passing that entire midfield.
And even I remember last time Greg Lee was attacking wing back, and he's not in the side. So we're going back to Kemar Lawrence. I mean, taxing.
I know you're looking forward to go to the World Cup, or we're going back.
I mean,
where's Alvas Paul?
No, Alvas Paul drop off big time. Alvas Paul drop off big time. But I don't know. I don't know. But the match is at 9 o'clock, by the way, at Soldier Field, Chicago. So tune in, 9 o'clock Jamaican time. So tune in to that, and I think, everybody will be waiting to see. We'll be watching to see what this Jamaica squad will do and what Coach Hallgrimsson has up his sleeve, because now is the time to get some results.
Which is right.
Because we lost 2-1 to Jordan. The only Jordan I know is Michael Jordan. And we're losing it to Jordan. But as I said, give him time. And now is the time, people. People in the studio is calling for his head. Just like how they used to call for Topper and be like, yo, Topper needs to be in the squad. Topper needs to be the coach, sorry. Yeah. But, we have a mix of experienced players. The likes of Ethan Pinnock is out there. Damien Lowe. As I said, we have Damari Gray, we have Mikel Antonio, Leon Bailey. We have potent players up front. Whisper. Whisper is not going to start. Whisper is not. 10 minutes. Well. But we need a result. And
if we don't
prediction for the match, because I think this is a second string. We're going to play a second string USA team.
Mm-hmm. It's a second string. Most of the players are in the nation.
So can we score 2 good solo goals and have a 2-1 victory? I'm trying to look in the crystal ball here, because as a show I have to make bold predictions, and I'm patriotic and I want Jamaica to win. We haven't won a match under Coach Hallgrimsson, and
since he took over,
we're only scoring penalties. So I wonder if Peter said we're going to get 2 penalties today?
No.
Jamaica will win 2-1 today, people. I'm just going to say it from now.
I think it's the opposite.
And then Coach Hallgrimsson is going to get a bit of praise and ease a little pressure off him, and people in the studio going,
there's one thing I do know, we cannot afford to lose this game. We need a result. Draw or a win. We cannot afford to lose it, because when you look at St. Kitts and Trinidad, they're not going to just lay back and allow themselves to be run over by Jamaica. And they are going to be playing each other. If either of them can get a result and we don't get a result.
So you're saying St. Kitts and Trinidad, we can beat St. Kitts and Trinidad?
Well, we played Trinidad over 2 legs.
And we lost.
We lost 1 and draw 1.
Yeah. But, hey.
And I hear the coach was complaining that the field in Montego Bay was bad. And I was wondering if when Trinidad took the ball, the field just magically became good. And when Jamaica took the ball, the field just magically turned back. It's the same pitch.
Same pitch, I tell you. But
you spoke about something, the cohesion, and I think that is the most important thing. I think what the coach did, I'm not going to knock him for everything, but what he did, he kept a core defense line and midfield for the past 2 games.
Yeah.
So you have that little chemistry there. Up front, it's a different story. We haven't seen these 4 or 5 players play with each other for a while.
Yeah.
So this is where it's going to get really tricky. How does Damari Gray and Leon Bailey play together? One on the left, one on the right, with Mikel Antonio up front.
I think, even so, we have a good defensive unit. We have a brilliant goalkeeper. So I think that Andre Blake starts in goal. I think Ethan Pinnock and Damien Lowe appearing at the back. I guess Taxi Lawrence and Javon Brown, which to me is the weak link in the team on that right hand side. So I don't know. I don't see Mario probably Mario will get a start. I don't know.
At right back?
Nah.
At 36?
Nah. In midfield, Latimer seems to have the defensive. Daniel Johnson.
Bobby Reid.
Bobby Reid, Daniel Johnson, Latimer, and I guess Liam Bailey, right. Mikel Antonio, and Damari Gray. I think that would be the starting. That to me,
anything outside of that would be a big surprise. He may just pitch Mariappa in that defensive role as experience.
And I say it's a second string USA team. We need a result. Why we can't win 2-1? 2-1, call it 2-1. But with us now, I mean, we'll be interviewing the vice chairman of the Jamaica Rugby Football Union. With us is Sharmella Martin. We're not hearing you.
Hi, are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you loud and clear now. All right. So tell us, Sharmella, how did you get into rugby?
That's a pretty long story, which we can't share right now. We'd run out of time. But essentially got called up by the chairman of the union saying that they have a vacancy that he thinks I'd be perfect for. They needed to ensure that the vacancy was filled by a female because rugby union prides itself on ensuring that there's equal representation of males and females at the executive level. So our previous female vice chair had resigned from the position. She got promoted to World Rugby, a post with World Rugby, and the vacancy had been created. I'd have to share the story another time because it's very convoluted, given that I had absolutely no background in rugby prior to being invited on board with Rugby Union.
I honestly don't look like a rugby player to me. That is for sure. So I was just checking that, you know, your background and your roots with rugby, but Tell us your role as vice chairman in the Jamaica Rugby Football Union.
So as vice chairman, I think I pretty much got brought on more heavily to help them from the administrative side. So my strengths coming from my full-time job is as the head of the Academy of Sport in the Faculty of Sport at the university. So very heavy sports medicine background, sports science background, administration, organization. So I was brought on to really help them with the organization side of things. And I've been more heavily involved with preparing bids for tournament, like the upcoming one, as well as trying to work on things from the organization of subcommittees and, policies, procedures, ensuring we stay on track with a proper strategic plan as well. So working alongside with our secretary, developing a good strategic plan that's aligned with World Rugby guidelines.
Oh, nice. Sounds like I need a refresher course because people telling me I need to run for the presidency of the Table Tennis Association. So I need that refresher course where I go and I learn about the policies and stuff like that. But sounds like an interesting job, and I see that rugby doing big things. So tell us the path of where rugby is going right now.
So for rugby, it's pretty exciting, and I think we're on a very, steep growth pathway. There's a lot of different things happening. So right now, our sevens team, for example, is off at CSE Games. The same sevens team would be competing in the Olympic qualifiers in Canada. And that team actually had made history for Jamaica, qualifying for 2 World Cups back to back. And I think history for the Caribbean, because we were the first team sport to have done 2 back-to-back World Cup qualifications. But the bigger event for us that's coming up in July is the regional tournament. So this is the Rugby America's North Regional Under-19 for the men and Senior Women's 15 tournament that we're hosting. And all of this will be happening on the UWI Mona campus. So that's what we have coming up from the 12th to the 16th of July on the campus.
Oh, up by UWI.
Up at UWI.
And this is saying is the Caribbean tournament. So it's the likes of Trinidad, Barbados, everybody coming. Okay.
Barbados isn't, but we've got Jamaica, Trinidad, Cayman, Mexico, Bermuda, Guyana, and USA South. And just to share with you guys, we actually hosted this tournament last year. We took the silver medals. Both our male and female team took the silver medals. So our team to beat this year and take home the gold is going to be USA South. They're the biggest competitors for us for the upcoming tournament.
They won last year? USA South?
USA South won both gold medals, the male and the female. They were pretty strong competitors for us, and some of our struggles would have been related to the team not having had as much training preparation time because we had just come out of COVID.
Yeah.
So, you know, just the level of fitness, I think, was a bit of a challenge for them. This year, I think we certainly have a much better shot at beating the US, and the team is really fired up, and they're going to be putting their all into trying to win the gold this year.
Okay, and this is not rugby sevens. This is
full rugby now. Yeah. So we have 15s. Yeah, not sevens. We got the bid to host the under 19 and senior women's. We did put in the bid to host the Olympic qualifier, but that one went to Canada.
Okay, I mean,
so the sevens is in Canada.
Sevens. Yeah.
So Miss Martin, you normally say what? Still waters run deep, and rugby has been this underground sport for quite a while, and it's has stayed silent. But you guys have seemed to be doing some big things under the radar. Background work. How do you keep this up? You speak about qualifying for so many various tournaments, the World Cup, the CSC games. I have so many tournaments going on. Do we have a local-based team or an overseas-based team, or is it just a mixture of both? And these, the sevens team, is it different from the 15s team?
Right. So we've got a mixture of developmental programs occurring that feeds into these senior teams in terms of the national. So there is a developmental program on the ground in Jamaica, starting all the way from a Tiny Crocs program that we recently got started on campus. We actually have an Argentinian coach that volunteers with us, and we've started children from age 8. He actually has as young as 7. Wow. And that's completely free. So for persons who may be looking for somewhere to take their children on a Saturday morning, just learning basic motor skills, running, throwing, catching. And then we've got our school league that runs, and we've got club league that runs on the ground in Jamaica. Simultaneously, there's quite a bit of development in the UK because we have the Jamaica UK rugby football clubs that are there. And then we also have some level of development in the US and Canada, not structured in the same way as the UK and the Jamaican group. So our team competing, for example, in the upcoming tournament in July, that team is a mixture of Jamaicans and boys coming from the UK. I think we have 1 or 2 from the US, and we actually have one of our Jamaicans local Jamaican, but who's based for work in Dubai, that is actually coming out to play with the team as well in summer. So it's simultaneous development occurring in different areas. The players are given standards that they must meet if they wish to make the national team, and then there'll be tryouts, and we select from the best pool for moving forward. What is interesting for us, because I know some of our other sports suffer from this, where when players are scattered all over and you don't get them together for, long camps prior to tournament, they don't seem to develop the cohesion to create a winning team. We seem to have been fortunate that for rugby, we've had teams that come together just a couple days before. So, for example, last year, these boys all came together as a team about 4 days before the tournament and secured a silver medal, for us. So rugby seems to have this culture of just people naturally being able to gel together a little bit more quickly when you bring them from different spaces.
Yeah. And we're competing now at the CSC games in rugby, you said.
Rugby sevens.
Yeah, rugby sevens. Will players from there be playing in the tournament in July 12 to 16?
Not very likely for the men team, because the male team is under 19 that we have. There may be 1 or 2 of the females that are likely to come out, but the tournament in July is also it's a heavy developmental tournament for us as well, for our region. So we definitely want some of the other upcoming players to have the experience opportunity, because that's where you need to start. You need to start with that exposure to competition out there in order to develop your skills. You need to know the opponents. You need to know the competition.
That is true. That is true.
One question, Ms. Martin, though. How do you keep all these players interested in rugby going forward, even if they're not selected they still have a vested interest. They still want to be a part of the national team or the program or the setup. How do you keep these players still interested in the sport? Is there incentives, monetary incentive? Is there something that is given to them?
There is absolutely no incentives, which I find fascinating with rugby. I mean, I'm coming up onto a year and a half of being involved with the sport, and just the sport itself seems to hold the players state. They just have a love for it, and it just seems to keep them, regardless of the fact that, you know, there is no incentives. For at a national level, a lot of our players are covering their own way to get around to tournaments because, you know, rugby union is not viewed as a main sport for Jamaica. So the level of support we get financially on the ground here is really not that great. And many of these players, it's just sheer dedication, commitment that they've been funding their way to tournaments. And even if they don't make a team, they're out there committed and training. It's just a love of the sport.
And you did mention that you have a club league as well. So they stay active through the club league. And as I said, there's a school league. So,
and school league.
Yeah, and that, to me, that is very key because it keeps the players active, whether they're a national member or, just as I said, competing and having a union of players.
Yes.
You spoke about UWI a lot so far in the interview. Is it that UWI is your main home base for when you get these players together? This is where they are, this is where they are training, this is where they are groomed to have this cohesion with each other?
Yes, so last year, the University of the West Indies, our Faculty of Sport, we signed an MOU with both Rugby League and Rugby Union. So I think we pretty much made history of bringing together two codes that works completely in isolation of each other everywhere else in the world. We brought them together, and they've actually made the university the home ground. And we're working in collaboration with them, facilitating training at the university, and simultaneously they're helping us with the development and maintenance of the fields at the university. So for us, it's our two football fields that have been merged to play rugby, but they also serve as our football fields for all our intercollegiate activities as well.
Okay, I understand. And you said we qualified for the World Cup rugby. When is that again?
Was in South Africa. I'm losing track of time. It was late last year in South Africa. Yeah.
Okay, all right, fine. So the next thing on the agenda, we're currently at the CSC Games, and I said July 12 to 16 at UWI.
UWI, yeah.
By the UWI Bowl.
At the UWI Bowl, and just want to emphasize that it's completely free. So persons don't need to pay to attend the tournament. I'm encouraging persons, if you've never seen rugby before, come out. It really is a fun sport, very entertaining, very family-oriented environment as well. And the entire event is also going to be covered by Sportsmax. So if you can't join us on site, there's live television broadcast, there's live stream that will be done by Sportsmax for the entire event as well.
Oh, nice. And as I said, we're going for the goal because we won silver last year.
We're going for the goal. We're going for the goal this year. Yeah, the team is giving it. They're all going for the goal this year.
All right. So, I mean, we'll promote it for you on the show, and we'll try to pass through ourselves here from the Sports Express. We'll try to go to every event. We've been to the tennis. We've been to badminton. So, July
you got to come and visit us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
July
please. You have to come and visit us.
At the UWI Bowl. And people listening on Fit FM 96.7, Primal 4K app. Rugby's up next. Yeah. And we want to support the rugby, and we're going for the goal. All right.
Excellent. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All
right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, Sharmella Martin. And we'll be keeping our eyes on rugby. And I mean, you're doing great things over there. So we have our support, and we try to get Jamaica on board with you as well.
Great, thank you. And just one last thing, I'm jumping off, but just encouraging viewers that after finish with your show, join us for a telethon that we're running. You can access it from the Jamaica Rugby website. So jamaicarugby.org.jm. It's running straight through until midnight tonight.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, that was Sharmella Martin, Vice Chairman of Jamaica Rugby Football Union, and rugby doing big things. And I mean, as I said, she stated qualifying to back-to-back World Cups, first team Jamaica sport. To do that, I mean, they're right now currently at the CSC Games, and July 12 to 16 at UA Bowl, the Caribbean Games, and hey, we're going for the goal.
But
so
you see where rugby is so different from table tennis. They have a little home, and there are no incentives, and these players are playing, and they are qualifying, and I wonder how they are.
I mean,
to go to these
as she said, some of the players finance themselves, and I mean, the love of the sport carries you through. But then again, it takes cash to care, and to compete at a high level and to reach to the next level, you need backative. So for Jamaica to not only qualify for the World Cup, we're looking next to win the World Cup. We should be thinking of, even the Reggae Boys, I think we should be looking to just qualify for the World Cup. Look at the likes of Morocco.
Qualifying, they should be winning the World Cup.
Morocco went to the semi-finals. I mean, with countries not only looking to qualify. To me, Costa Rica should have come out of the group. They beat the likes of Germany, was it?
Yeah.
So we need to expand and get people on board, and it's only a matter of time where we have to catch up with the world in terms of laying out the groundwork of not just loving the sport, but it's a business. Sports is a business. So, I think
most of the players these days, they're thinking about the business side of it and not the love.
And it's not only about the players. We have to have an association. We have to have people on board. We have to have sponsors. We have to have support, fans.
Why we seem to be doing it without majority of these things. I think the core thing is that the administration is that solid and that good that they can function without certain things happening around them, certain background noises happening. They can just function and they can do their thing. And as I said, the players are happy. They like the sport. I guess they like beating up people. It's a natural thing for Jamaicans.
Rugby, that's one sport I don't think I'll try. I mean,
well, you said you try jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's Peter. Peter's a jiu-jitsu specialist, according to him. But yeah. So we look out for that tournament on July 12 to 16. We need to support it. Yeah, primal show part events, man, because we're at the hockey, we're at the tennis, we're at badminton,
we're at track and field, we're at football.
Yeah,
I think if ice hockey was here, we'd be here too.
We're primal, that's what we are. But yeah, so back to the Reggae Boys though. You didn't give a prediction on the scoreline. What do you think? Why everybody wait till I go out on a limb before they give the predictions? So I throw it out there, my hat in the ring. And Jamaica 2-1.
It will be reversed.
We lose 2-1?
Yeah.
We're going to score a penalty.
Our own goal.
Bobby Reid and Mikel Antonio. 2 brilliant solo goals. Reggae Boys winning 2-1. So you're saying USA 2-1?
It's even though it's a C or a BC team from the US, they're more cohesive. And these players are players that are playing in day out within their local leagues.
Yeah.
They are much stronger in terms of fitness because their league is presently going on right now. So they are much stronger and they've been around each other for quite a while. The coach can make that adjustment to his team. There's still 1 and 2 persons that were a part of the Nation League team, but it's still there. And I think the last time US came here to play against Jamaica, they didn't carry the A team. I think it's a B team they took, and what was draw 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
US brought a B team.
B team, yeah. Most of the players were on the bench, sitting down on the bench until the second half. We brought on Pulisic and McKinney and to come and at least enlighten the Jamaica crowd. So, with that being said, and the cohesion, I think the cohesion is the main part of our game and how he's going to get that creativity in that midfield.
So you don't think our quality will rise above all of this today?
Quality is one thing when I look at paper, but when I go on the field and display that quality is a total different.
Okay, so you don't think that Liam Bailey with a dilly-dally and cut in and a square to Mikel Antonio, and Mikel Antonio flick it in and hey, Jamaica up 1-0. And Bobby Reid with a screamer. I know Peter don't like it. Bobby the cover.
If it was Aston Villa versus West Ham, then I can look forward to seeing that. Or Fulham versus West Ham or something, but not on this. Not here. Even the Mexico game with that screamer, when the Mexicans decide to put down the ball on the field and started to play, we look like headless chickens out here. So the coach, I know I'm bashing him a whole lot, and I think I'm bashing him because even with the Ravel Morris situation, he put him foot in the mouth, you know. Because when the journalist said, "Hey, why Ravel not playing?" His excuse, Ravel is not playing enough football. Why is Dujan in the team? Dujan is not playing no football. Oh, Dujan is young. And he needs experience.
Ravel isn't old. Ravel, I think, is 29.
29 going 30. But I'm saying, if he's not playing enough football, why wasn't he selected for those two friendlies in Qatar?
That's football.
Give him the football. It's the same thing I expressed when Jamaica didn't select Dujan for the Mexico game. I'd expressed that, hey, if this young man is not playing any football after high school, you need to give him as much football as possible if you think he's so important in going forward. Every friendly Jamaica should be playing. Dujan should be a part of that, unless he's injured or unless Chelsea says no. But you need, if you're looking to him for the future, and Omari Hutchinson, then you need to have these guys playing as much as possible. Whether it's against the local.
Again, it comes down to playing time together with the team, and I think that this Gold Cup will show a lot for the team and going forward, and the quality to me will rise.
As I said, the only cohesion.
I'm just hoping that
only real cohesion they have right now.
But even so, Jamaica will win today, and to me, it will be an ugly win. But we'll
Jamaica will win against the USA today.
Today, yeah.
You do realize you're jeopardizing your career.
I am the shrub. I mean, I didn't get that twice.
And there shall be no other shrubs before me.
Before or after. Yeah, but I guess you'll give us your prediction right now because it's time for sports commentary. And hey.
Oh, it's sports commentary time.
Yeah, controversial.
Welcome.
Take it away.
Greetings, everyone. Anybody been watching what's happening with that NCB stock? NCB stock has lost maybe half its value in the last 6-7 months. And Mr. Leachin is nowhere to be found. Mr. Leachin has disappeared. As a matter of fact, before disappearing, or just after disappearing, Mr. Leachin did something quite curious. He bought back a block of stock, probably about $1 billion worth of stock. He sold, right? Which sent tremors through the marketplace. What direction you think the stock price is going to go after that? Down. Well, a lot of people want to sell their NCB stock. So I'm here to give you some financial advice. Right. Don't sell it. Don't follow Mr. Leachin. You know why? I suspect that Mr. Leachin is going to buy back that stock. And when he buys back that stock at 30% lower value than it is now, the stock will revalue. In effect, Mr. Leachin would have tricked you all again. So I'm not falling for the hype. I believe that the stock buyback is coming. Or forget that this is not Primal Finance. It's Primal Sports.
Yeah.
Well, at 7-0, where does Mr. Hallgrimson go? Gold Cup coming up. Gold Cup coming up. Mr. Hallgrimson has a perfect record, a perfect losing record. And I think that Mr. Hallgrimson will not do much better. The reason is the team he selected don't give me a lot of confidence. As Kane is saying, there's no midfield, there's nobody to hold up the ball, there's nobody to connect the back to the front, unless Jamaica is going to play the Barbados-style football, which is otherwise known as long kick and run. I don't really see how Jamaica is going to score any goals. I've been saying it for weeks now, that the only goals we can possibly score are penalties. So are we going to get penalties against the USA? I doubt it very much. I watched USA play Mexico 2 weeks ago, was it? Yeah. And a very ill-tempered affair. Yeah. Mr. Pulisic is a real good striker, don't I? I must admit, you know, it's something else. He's a class above everybody else in the region. But, I mean, that ill-tempered game told me that, is that what we are going to have? So we can get some penalties to score against the USA? We can't score another way. I don't understand the team that's been picked at all. I think that Mr. McGee is getting a fight. I think that his excuse, as you rightfully said, for keeping Mr. Ravel Morris out of the team. Ravel, am I a baller? But I think his excuse for keeping Ravel out of the team. He's not playing because he's not playing enough. Give him some play and then he will have played enough. It's a vicious cycle. I'm benching you because you're not getting enough time on the field. I don't understand how you separate the two things. I see that a new man joining the team. Everton man, Demarai Gray. Demarai probably thought he was an England prospect. no longer looking like an England prospect. So where do you turn to? Of course, Jamaica. I mean, we are becoming football spare tire. You understand? Jamaica team is becoming football spare tire. Those of us who have suffered being the spare tire, not me. Maybe you guys know what that feel like. Jamaica is in a group with St. Kitts, USA, Trinidad, and we could well come last in that group. I think
impossible. I
don't think Jamaican football is now at any level above St. Kitts level. I honestly don't see it. And so, you know, Nation of Jamaica, tonight is going to be a pivotal night when you all will join along with me and say Hal Grimson. It's not his has to go. It's Hal Grimson himself has got to go. Jamaica Table Tennis Association at it again. It's a good thing my name not associated with the sport. Eh? I mean, the president comes on and then he puts off the elections. And there's a lot of backbiting and a lot of behind the scenes calling going on. When will the people have an elections? Bear in mind, you know, Andrew never really won the elections that put him in, you know. If you recall, there was the Lothian camp, there was the Andrew camp. There was a court battle, and then Andrew picked his event that the election is going to be at this point, and Lothian says no. And so Lothian didn't attend the elections, and Andrew won by default. So Andrew still doesn't have a popular mandate. I thought this would have been a great opportunity for him to seek a popular mandate and have elections. Elections just keep getting postponed. High time now for the JTA to call a general meeting and have an elections conducted fairly, of a fair list, so that we can get the JTA off the naughty list. Usain Bolt, congratulations, has been appointed to the board of Supreme Ventures as a board member. It's a great thing. But my question is that the best use of Usain Bolt time and talent? What does Usain Bolt do with a Supreme Ventures? Is he going to run from one end of the desk to the other? I don't know what. I mean, you know, big up my youth and all these things. But that's not where I think Bolt's talents are best used. Bolt could be a spokesperson for athletics. He could sit on the Olympic Council. And those are the kinds of things that a former athlete should be doing. I don't know if he ought to be on the board of a gambling thing. You know, I mean, I do know that he did put his money in SSL, which was a gamble. But outside of that, I don't know that Usain Bolt is best associated with a board member of Supreme Ventures as his next venture. Congratulations to my table tennis counterparts. Shamar from Guyana, Tyrese Knight from Barbados, and Ryan Chong from Trinidad, qualifying for Pan Ams. Am I leaving anybody out?
I don't
Qualified for the Pan Am Games, and they're currently doing battle. Everybody else in the Caribbean is playing table tennis, and our two best players, two best players are here sitting at the desk doing primal. So what do you guys make of the banknotes? See, I see people on video rubbing the notes, scratching the notes, setting the notes on fire, all kind of thing to prove that the notes are not as good. I have a question. The original notes, were they waterproof, fireproof, scratch-proof? What is it we're trying to get in these new banknotes? I don't understand. I see the Bank of Jamaica, a lady showed a note where the identifying feature had disappeared off the note. And Bank of Jamaica give her back the note, took back the note, and is giving her fresh new notes. And I think that lady did something to that note. I don't think that note came out of the printing press like that. You know, if you have a batch of bad notes, you'll have a batch. You won't have one lady with one note. Something is fishy with those notes from Bank of Jamaica. That's sports commentary. What say you?
I tell you. Boy, I'm going to get a new money. I don't even want to spend it. I don't want to know what the I spend. I don't want to spend the new. Look pretty. Oh, God, fix this better. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And my favorite note that guy, purple, you know, like, but.
Has anybody seen the 2000 note?
Yeah, man, I've seen it. Yeah, man, I've a couple in my pocket right now, but I'm not spending them. I'm not showing anybody. But do you remember the phone lines are open? 1-876-552-7406, and that's via WhatsApp only. And that's 1-876-552-7406. And I want to big up the listeners on Fit FM 96.7 again, Primal 4K app, YouTube, Facebook, all over the world. Big up. And to me, you know, without the viewers, this wouldn't be possible. So again, I want to thank you for tuning in and calling. We want to hear from you, whatever sporting topic. And yeah, And I forgot to mention at the start of the show, I forgot big up the general upon his birthday. The boss turned 36 today, the GOAT, the best sport in the world, football, Lionel Andres Messi. 36 today, big up the GOAT. You know, you have to do that.
So how you feel about Messi going to MLS?
Oh, I think it's a brilliant move.
I think so too.
I think that it is more of a marketing strategy and for him to even venture into business on this side of the world, because he's from Argentina.
He's walking in the shoes of Pele.
Yeah.
When you look at his contract, you know, it's
Yeah. And I think
what he's getting.
And I think it leading up to the World Cup is going to be in this region next year. He wants to widen the sport because people in America are blinded to football. They think that football is NFL.
Do you think that
Some people probably don't know
what football is?
who Lionel Messi is or Cristiano is in America. Do you believe that?
I think the Spanish population may know who.
Yeah, the Latin American, but you have people that they don't watch so-called soccer.
Do you think?
And I think that with Messi now coming to the MLS, it's the talk of the town, and with that deal, jersey sales, ticket sales.
Yeah, and he's getting a portion of
everything. So
every team is contributing to his salary. Ticket sales is going to him. Jersey sales, a portion is going to him. It's a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
And I think I'm wondering if that game against Jamaica spurred him to go to the MLS.
How you get that? How you come by that?
The crowd support that he got.
Repeat that one for me.
That game against Jamaica, Argentina against Jamaica in the US.
Yeah.
No,
and that crowd.
Yeah, Messi's Messi, you know.
But you're right. It had
In
some,
US.
It had an effect.
Because he had a Saudi offer that was way bigger, you know.
Yeah.
And he didn't go to Saudi Arabia. I wonder if because Ronaldo was down there.
Yeah, and
But to the US, that game, that crowd, that
I think that even so, I think MLS has more upside in terms of what it can offer than the Saudi League. I think that it's just money and people going there to play. I don't think Saudi League can really be of any worth but I think that MLS can have a pull, can broaden, and I think it's a market that, as I said, has more upside than the Saudi League.
I think Gareth Bale had said that he would enjoy it there because...
And I see Sergio Busquets is also at Inter Miami.
He said that in the US, it's not so. I think that's what Messi wanted. He said he wanted to play and enjoy football rather than to be playing and this pressure on him. If he lose a game, sticking him back, things that show off for him. And so he wants to be in a league where it's more comfortable. I think Gareth Bale alluded to that. So, hey, when you're in the US, it's more chill. They take losing as losing, but when you win, it's like you win the World Cup. They're not so big on you. If you lose, you lose.
Yeah.
You lose, that's just it. They're not going to kill you or anything like that. But when you win, oh my God, it's like a celebration down there, man. But he will enjoy it. It's chilled, it's relaxing. There's not much pressure on him down there. And that's what Messi wanted. Less
but even so, Messi is playing to win.
Yeah, but he's not so pressured.
No, he put pressure on himself.
I think the World Cup and that game against Jamaica had a lot to do with
I think this is a strategic move, especially for the World Cup being held in this region.
So they're using him as a promo package.
Yeah. It has a lot to do with that. The World Cup being this side of the world in 2026? 2026? Yeah. 2026.
Speaking of
and you want it to be in America where football, at the end of this, football will be bigger in America. I think so.
So, with the Saudi League now, we see a number of players
going to the Saudi, but that's for money. That's for money.
But I think some of our Jamaican players need to try out.
The Saudi League?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Since nothing now go on, so.
No, but then again,
they can get into the US.
Who's gonna pay?
Saudis.
No.
Not even Tariq Magee.
The Saudis not so cool.
But even so, remember, Saudis playing in the Saudi League.
Yeah.
A lot of people live in Saudi Arabia.
I have been watching that league for couple of weeks now, and
you've been watching the Saudi League.
You watching that? Sit down and watch. No. Don't know what you say.
I don't watch one Saudi match, but
it's entertaining and
if Messi got to Saudi League, I'd probably watch it. definitely.
I watched Ronaldo play a few.
I haven't watched any of those matches, but I will probably watch. No, I will definitely be watching more MLS now that Messi is in MLS.
The league is entertaining, but at the same time, it's very competitive as well.
Yeah,
they are competing and they're not.
Every league is competitive. Name a league that isn't competitive. Every league it's competition.
MLS, not so competitive.
Yeah, well now you'll be see competitive, but I think it's a big move for Messi, and I mean he'll be able to own a franchise.
I wish he had come to the EPL.
I think the Turkish league is not competitive. I think
the Turkish league is the most competitive league in the world.
Actually, an Olympiacos on it.
Not Olympiacos. No, hold on. Good afternoon. Welcome to Paramount Sports. O'Neill. He's filling in for we're doing good. We're doing good on this side of the world. How are things on your side of the world?
Well, good. We're just waiting for my team to destroy Jamaica later on.
Your team. Yeah.
But before we get to that, though, I just want to touch on Messi moving to Inter Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, money is not the issue. By the way, he's going to be paid. I mean, just as much as a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
It's right there on the internet. He's going to be paid just the same as he was paid or even better for PSG.
Yeah.
A lot of money he's going to pay.
Yeah, about 50 mil a year, 52 mil I think a year or something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it though. I think Messi, it's 14. I think a part that you guys haven't touched on, I think one of the reasons why he's moving is because of Miami, because of the quality of life.
Yeah.
He has a young family. And think about it, to raise a young family in Saudi Arabia vis-a-vis USA.
No.
I think it's,
Yeah.
I think that is, you touched on part of it, but I think, his wife and the life that is possible to live in Miami is going to be crucial. Also, as you guys said, with the World Cup coming up, this league is not one that is going to pressure him too much. Don't expect he's been playing 90 minutes every match in the US.
No.
So he's going to pace himself because he's going to try to play another World Cup. No, you're not going to go in. He doesn't want to play in Europe again with them guys trying to mash him.
No. But even so, I said it last year that Messi went to PSG to take a break to win the World Cup. When he went to PSG, I'm saying, him go to PSG, I'm going to relax, I'm playing football, and then World Cup, I'm going to win the World Cup. My co-host here laughed at me. I'm like, oh, yo, Messi not winning the World Cup. And him lived to eat him words.
He was gifted the World Cup.
Win is a win. As a winner, I can tell you, a win is a win. Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Yep. Maradona is a World Cup winner.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the players. I hear you mention about why the Jamaicans not going to Saudi Arabia. It's very strategic. They're not looking for third and fourth string players.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fifth string.
Neves from
Wolves, yeah. Benzema. Yeah. Kante. Yeah, Kante. Yeah. This is riff-raff, as Peter would say. Yeah. Yeah.
You can pick up a 3-year contract like Benzema,
Ooh.
that's going to pay you millions. I mean,
why not take it? Yeah. After playing so much football.
they're all going to need money,
Yeah.
Another thing I want to touch on, we all know the results of the Jamaica match. We don't even need to talk about that.
Exactly.
It's very interesting, and I sent Peter a WhatsApp because I want you guys to address that. In terms of this week of the basketball draft.
Yeah.
Not even that, but there's something swirling around the Instagram now, which is trending. Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And the reason why he's selling the Hornets,
Yeah.
it's alleged that he's selling the Hornets because of a gambling debt. And the same people who we went into business with.
Yeah.
Because the way they came about of getting the team away from him, So
Yeah.
I really want to hear you guys. I shared with Peter, and I really want
Yeah.
I don't really want to hear you guys' opinion about it, but because when you own a basketball team that is valued multi-billion, right?
Yeah.
You know, that is generational wealth you're talking about.
Yeah.
It'll never get cheaper, you know.
Never.
20 years time.
Yeah.
That is something that will carry your families forever.
Yeah, definitely.
So nobody sells that, you know. Trust me.
Yeah.
And remember, with the draft system in basketball or night football, it means that the lower teams have a way of catching up.
Definitely.
You understand?
Yeah, because
You're gonna get the better players over time.
yeah, because
The Hornets, they have been one of the first teams in the league. Over time, the Hornets will get good, and the value of the team will go up. You know, when he bought the Hornets, it was 300 million.
yeah,
The Hornets is valued over 2 billion now, and he bought it what, 10 years ago or something like that. So just imagine 10 more years to come. The value is not gonna depreciate at all. So I want to hear other callers calling, and I don't plan to stay long. I just wanted to hear you guys address that.
yeah.
I'm listening to hear what you think about the Michael Jordan situation and the Hornets. And you can actually go into a little about the draft as well.
All right.
I
Yeah.
just want to hear your opinion in terms of, especially from Peter.
Yeah.
I expected him to address that in sports commentary, but I didn't hear him touch on it. But I just want to hear you guys touch on that piece a little.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Garvey.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. Yeah. First of all, everybody right now of Jamaica. Me alone as for Jamaica going later. Boy, guys, I tell you. But hey, we'll watch match later.
You know, so when they're used to something, you're used to it. We're used to them going there and losing and joining. So,
But to touch on what the caller, Mr. Garvey, just mentioned, I don't know the situation in depth with Michael Jordan. I know that he's selling
Hornets.
his shares in the Hornets, and to me, I find that astonishing, weird, but something don't seem right. And as I said, maybe it's because of a gambling debt, but it don't add up. Why would you sell? And Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is a billionaire. What
gambling debt?
Michael Jordan gamble heavy. Gen people stay away from gambling.
Did he gamble the Hornets? Gamble his shares?
Yeah. We do. I don't have to look more in depth with the matter to see what really is transpiring there with Michael Jordan and the Hornets. But hey, Michael Jordan is a billionaire, and I think that I don't know if he's gonna move or look to other ownership in other franchises or in other sport. But I mean, with him and Nike and the Hornets, I don't know the full details.
He's not short on money. That's Michael Jordan, you know.
Yeah, but hey,
But to
money, people feel like if you're rich, you can't go back broke, you know. No matter how wealthy you are, you know, at a click of a button, those zeros can turn into a zero. The zero can move from this point to that point with a click of a button. And I mean,
but it's sad.
He has a known gambling addiction. So whether he mixes that with business, obviously that is bad for business. But before I comment on or go in depth in that, I have to research that and see what is that.
We're on the NBA though.
Even so, with the NBA draft, he touched on the NBA draft. Do you know that in recent times, like probably the past, let's say 10, 15 years, you probably have 8 different winners in the league.
Yeah.
And the past 30 years before that, you probably only have 7 winners.
So they're changing the draft system?
No. With the draft system, you can move from a subpar team to a top level team to win a championship. Miami's first championship was with D Wade.
Mm-hmm.
They got once to get lucky, but they got a prime time player in the draft and they won the league. Golden State Warriors was me growing up watching basketball. Golden State Warriors was barely winning games, and until Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they win the league. Denver Nuggets now winning their first championship.
42nd pick?
Toronto 41st pick, Nikola Jokic. Raptors winning the league.
Yeah.
Who else won the league in recent time? Bucks with Giannis winning the league. So with the NBA draft, hey, Hornets can sprint around in no time. They chose Brandon Miller with the second pick, and who you tell? Suppose he's that player, that special player that can lead to league. So to give up on a franchise is definitely out the window for any owner, because look at Dallas Mavericks. one, Mark Cuban. And I think Mark Cuban bought the Dallas Mavericks for, I don't remember how much, but what it's worth now from what he bought. I mean, sports business is monumental. So with the NBA draft, it's a model that, to me, that a lot of sports can shape off to, because, hey.
So do you think the Spurs can...
The Spurs tank all this way and get the number one player out of France. And 7'5". Ball handling skills, shoot, protect the rim. I mean...
They say that is a cheat code.
Yep, but I think this thing run left Greg Popovich, Greg Popovich. Spurs need a coach. No, Greg Popovich done, man. This girl left Greg Popovich. I'm saying it here. With Greg Popovich, the NBA run left this up and down thing. Greg Popovich, style of basketball, you must forget to the modern days.
No, it's back to the big man game.
But if you notice the draft, there's no big man got selected early in the draft.
So what is happening? That
all the good big men from the college system, all of them didn't get picked. Everybody's going for that two-guard player, that quick, or that European type player that can handle and shoot the tree. Everybody's looking for shooters.
What do you think about CP3 and the...
Even to that CP3 to the Warriors.
And the Warriors, yeah.
I don't see how CP3 going to fit into the Warriors.
They say that it's a key ingredient to getting Draymond to resign.
Or they plan to trade Draymond and CP3 and get a big name player.
Who like? Doncic?
Let's see who's out there, who's available. Probably Damian Lillard.
Or Kyrie's available, but why would Kyrie?
No. Nobody's not going. No, but I don't see why Warriors will get CP3. How CP3 gonna fit into that mix? I don't know.
As a backup player, they need a
CP3 player. Start every match in his career up to this day.
Yeah, but he's 38.
Yeah, so even make it even worse. Why would you go for an injury-prone 38-year-old player?
Jordan Poole and Draymond can't coexist.
Yeah, well, trade Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is now with the Wizards, but why get CP3? You're not short on experience. I mean, you need more younger, faster players, bigger players. They're undersized. CP3s. I'm probably the same height as CP3. Not to say I'm short. I'm a bit tired.
I think it's when you look at back then when they had the KD, Clay and Curry, they're looking for something like that with compliment on Draymond because.
But CP3 is not it.
Who else are gonna get? DeAndre Russell?
No.
Giannis?
But there are players out there.
But it's luxury package, that luxury capital.
Yeah, but there are players out there that you can get.
Luxury,
There are players out there. Off the top of my head, I'll have to think about it, but you can try to get a Chris Middleton, somebody, I don't know.
The problem they had with Jordan, he was signing a 4-year contract, 100 and something.
Yeah, you're not obviously not going to keep Jordan Poole, but there are players out there. I don't see CP3 fitting in that system. And even so, you can get young players. And you can develop the players you have. You have Kuminga. I think Kuminga can develop into a good player.
They wanted to keep Draymond, but they can't offer him the salary.
CP3, and even so, they're small.
They may just trade him back again.
I don't know. I don't know what the Warriors are up to, but hey, the big signing to me is Bradley Beal to the Suns.
But Bradley Beal going to the Suns injured and CP3 moving again.
But CP3 can move again. I mean, I think that
they might just trade him again.
Yeah, I don't see CP3 fitting at the Warriors. I don't know what he'll possibly do there, but
Lakers.
Hey.
Is it a established thing that Jordan is selling his shares, or is it just a?
He's selling it.
It's a really sad thing to me because for you to come in as an employee and then own the business that you are employed in is actually a good sign. Yeah. And I think that, America run. America looks at the bigger picture. And the big picture America probably don't like is here comes a guy who he was hired off the streets, Michael Jordan, and now he wants to walk in through and have the top office, right? So I think that the system, you know what I mean by the system? I think the system would work to make sure that Michael don't own no team. Are there any other basketballers who own the team?
Probably.
No.
I don't know of any.
No.
They sometimes get the coaching job.
Dwayne Wade is looking to own a WNBA team, of shares in WNBA.
WNBA is
no one say, but NBA,
WNBA.
But it's a start.
No,
It's knocking on the door. It's knocking.
No,
on the
it's
door.
not. So let's move on. Let's get back to the bigger picture.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying the picture that it sends to young men out on the street playing basketball, that a guy could be a baller, and then end up being an owner.
Yeah.
Because remember, you know, we don't have that picture even in football. That don't happen. Can we think of any? I mean, Platini got to the top of world football.
Beckham, but with MLS.
Miami, that's MLS. We just spoke about WNBA, same principle. You know, but the point I'm making is the image of a young black baller owning Charlotte Hornets. Is Charlotte him come from, don't? Michael Jordan born in Carolina, you know. I believe so. I believe so. Sure. Yeah, man, I believe so. And the point is for him to come back as an owner of the Hornets. A big thing that.
Big thing that.
And for him to lose it. And in fact, so quickly. It's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Not a good sign.
I say something fishy.
No, it's not that, you know. But remember, you know, I don't want to bring any paranoia. A lot of people got upset when Obama won the presidency, you know. In fact, a lot of what we see going on now is actually the kickback, because Obama was in the White House and it enrages a lot of people. I'm telling you.
Certain type of people.
Certain type of people. And so having a person of darker persuasion own a big balling team is it can be quite galling to some people.
Things behind the scenes probably happen.
I was told he's gambling with who?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, who him gambling with?
I was told it was with
probably gambling with the owners himself.
Other.
And him set him up. Him stick the deck on him.
It always sad though. It's a sad
thing. Come on.
And you know the thing about the thing? They know your weakness, you know.
Yeah.
They know Jordan's weakness. He got that sweet tooth.
Yeah.
And it's like Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
We all know what Tiger weakness was. And they made sure he got plenty of it. Plenty of his weakness. Yeah, man, you go check it out.
I know that story.
Yeah. I mean, why they couldn't do that to LeBron? LeBron know what he's about.
Yeah. LeBron is a smart businessman.
They couldn't send no down his way.
Yeah.
But Tiger different.
Tiger's an animal.
Tiger love that cornbread.
Tiger's an animal.
That cotton candy. Yeah. So it's sad though. It's sad.
I have to look more into the matter to see what's really going on with the Jordan thing, but it's a sad thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, what he represents, as I said, coming up, being the face of the NBA. I mean, a lot of people the face of the NBA run the league, and then now,
etc.
To play in the house, to own in the house.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's
you know, it's like being a gladiator, and then now you're
So
Marcus
it's
Aurelius.
a sad deal.
Yeah.
Maybe you look to invest in a different team.
It's like moving from a gladiator to an emperor.
Probably just look to invest in a different team.
Right. As I said, they know his weakness.
I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't want to bring back Mr. Leachin into the story, but we need these people to be who we perceive them to be. We need Leachin to be rich. We need the story of a youth from Port Antonio, went to Titchfield High School, did well, went overseas and study, come back a billionaire.
Yeah, the fairy tale.
And I'm not talking about Leachin, I'm talking about But
I get the picture.
We need these stories. We need these stories. Yeah. So to have somebody take that story away from you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a hell of a thing.
It sounds weird. It's like these guys, they're building up something and then you just look at even Bolt.
Yeah.
And the SSL saga and all
that's my point. I think if you look at the Bolt system thing, there was a conscious decision to, you know, and we don't want to spread rumors, but it must have involved a lot of people in order to defraud Usain on that scale.
Yeah.
So it's, and then Jordan and his gambling habits, and he's having to leave his shares. Leachin, grab and go.
Yeah.
So
there are rumors about Usain and all this kind of thing making the rounds, but I hope that's not true. I hope he had good management in place, and you know, a lot of people say, as you rightfully said, talk about the money can't done, but the money can't done.
Money can't done. No matter how much money.
No matter how much money. Yeah.
Click of a button.
Yeah, it can do.
Yeah, no matter
it's very hard to hold on to money. I can tell you that. Yeah.
I want to hold on to some
Yeah.
This new
Especially new money.
New money I don't even want to spend.
Especially new money. Can't hold on to it.
I don't like it.
Eh?
I don't like it.
You don't like new money?
Imagine you go to the ATM, you want some change, you say you want 2,500.
Yeah.
And the machine actually give you $2,500.
Yeah, good
And
thing.
you still have to go on there and change the $2,000.
Yeah, I suppose it will work out in the
We have
end.
things that cost $2,000.
Imagine a taxi man getting up in the morning, go in the car and have a pickup, and the first person stepping in the car is $2,000 note.
Well,
You can't look at it that way.
Yeah, look
Remember, the 2,000 did not exist. And there are people who used to have to pay a 4,000 bill with 4 $1,000 notes. That's a chore, man. And your pocket fat up and your money done in no time. So it's better you pay $2,000 notes.
Imagine losing a $2,000 note, dropping out in your pocket.
Yeah, but it could have been a 5,000 note.
5,000 note.
I never liked the 5,000 note.
I see what you mean. But I like the new note. It looked very European.
Yeah.
I used to have some euros before that, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The difference is the Europeans, when they got their money, them never scratch it up and use a knife and scrape it and set it on fire.
It's what they tell the
Yeah.
public, you know. So the public want to prove what they say is right. Can we scratch
Jamaicans very untrusting, and I think that's what they were looking for in the money.
Well, I guess
start from top to bottom?
that's why them say Jamaica in the Caribbean get turned on the most for visa.
Where, Jamaica?
Yeah, the Caribbean will get turned on the most for the visa. Jamaicans.
Yeah, we have the highest visa rejection rate in the Caribbean. I saw that the other day.
Yeah, but
yet still, we are the ones who, when we go over to these other countries, we perform.
we'll give the most trouble.
We
to
do well
trouble.
now. No, we do well now.
Yeah,
Jamaicans do well.
all over. Yeah.
There are Jamaicans
We
in
get a lot of
the
trouble,
medical field and all kind of fields.
Army,
Yeah.
all over, man.
But we don't get
Politics.
Huh?
We don't get a lot of trouble.
No, there are some
There's
Jamaicans
some
who
give
do.
trouble, but even in terms of, I said, climbing the ladder
Yeah,
or
we go
doing
over
well
there and work.
in the US system.
We work.
Yeah.
There's a lot
You
of
name it.
Immigrants built US, you know. A lot of
Yeah.
those immigrants are Jamaicans. You know.
What
And
is US? What is
Well,
US?
a lot of
And
those
Hispanic.
immigrants are Irish and so on, and Jamaicans are the part in it.
He's in Canada. There's a lot of Jamaicans in Canada right now, so I'm shocked when they say that, oh, we can't get any visa.
No, what the Canadians are saying is that you need to whittle out the Jamaicans of choice. In other words, we're not getting past the visa process because you can't just say Jamaica open. Somebody said to me that if the Canadians had said that Canada would be full of Jamaicans right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll be working hard over there.
That's true.
You'll find that those snow areas will become schemes.
Yes.
For some strange reason, we're having housing schemes in those areas. So we know what to do, and let us not stray from sports. So table tennis. When will this saga end? It seems to be like a
It's never ending.
I think that if you notice when Andrew was here, I asked him, why not make the players vote for president? And he skirted around it and so on. But in fact, that's the problem. Until your leaders are representative of who pick the leaders, then you will always have this problem.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Just like how players get drug tested or have to play at trials or constantly have to be held accountable because you have to run a time, you have to play at a certain level in another sport. In terms of association, I think that even in most associations, they're not being held accountable. And what's the price they have to pay for not being accountable over a longer period of time? That's where you have,
but even
protests
the
and
very
riots
election
and
that is
stuff
being
like
postponed is being postponed because we don't have accounts to show to the council, the body. You should have accounts.
Yeah.
Anybody who runs a business and receive money from other people should keep a record of what they're doing. So you should have accounts. You should have what you call in-house accounts. I have a company and my in-house accounts are available at the drop of a hat. You need to have that. But for some reason, the people who run sports, they're spending money, collecting money, and they don't want to account for it. And you wonder why. And I'm not talking table tennis alone, but I'm talking table tennis as well. That the people like SDF who give you money, set as a condition, you must report what you're doing with my money. And quite often, those records are not forthcoming. And they create a problem.
So that's why you have governing bodies that govern your association, so to say. So
in light of this particular situation where the audit is to be done with table tennis, and for some strange reason, the audit is being pushed back.
So we hear, we don't know. We really don't know.
And the audit is what will generate that election. So
it's another excuse. It's another excuse.
Who do you hold accountable for this audit? Isn't the president should be held accountable?
Yes,
so why
yes.
You don't have
of course. But he's saying it's not complete yet.
How long does it take to run?
I don't know. I have no clue.
And he took office 2020.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Middle of COVID.
Yes.
So the only funds that would be given to you was the funds to pay staff. Remember?
There was not much funds because I think that the SDF had withheld funds for months prior on the same issue of constitutionality, accountability. It's the same issues. And now 2 years later, it's the exact same issues, just different face.
I'm wondering, was your audit done prior to Andrew going into office? I think that might be where your problem is.
No, not really. Because our accounting can start from day one. No matter what you do, just state where you are. Yeah. I went to the bank, I found $30, started my company. That's your account. Yeah. That's all it is. Claiming that you couldn't start the accounts because you had no datum point or established point from the previous administration is nonsense. What do you have? You have a checkbook. You call and ask how much money in the bank. There probably will be none. That's your account. Start accounting.
We are basically in July now. Presidency should have been decided from way back February, March.
Right. And so what you have is a association that's in violation of its own constitution. So you need to have measures in place to, what do we deal with somebody who doesn't want to have elections?
Yep.
I don't want to face the public. What do? You have to do something. Do I run indefinitely because I don't want to have elections? I mean, remember, the elections will be on their list, The JTT have a list of voters. It's not even the public they're facing.
They can't keep pushing it
It's
back.
their own list of voters. So why are they afraid to face that list?
Just like how now the IOC is stripping the IBA, demoting the International Boxing Association over governance issues and alleged corruption. So we see where, if you don't clean up your house, something has to happen above. That's why you have...
Exactly.
Yeah, so
there has to be another level that will take care of it. Who governs the JTT other than the JTs themselves?
The GOA.
They're responsible to the GOA.
Yeah.
And so the GOA should say to them, gentlemen, we have a governance issue.
The GOA
come in and report.
Yeah. Because it can't keep pushing back.
It can't keep pushing back like this. Yeah. Because people want the TT players to be quiet, That's what they really want. Yeah. They want people like me to shut up. They want people like him to be quiet while they continue on. Yeah.
Sad.
But
something has
to be done. The association, you see rugby doing their thing silently, and they're not.
But you know what's funny? Everybody who wants the position doesn't want to answer to the public. I want somebody to come in and tell me that if they're doing foolishness, all of you judge me, take me out. Yeah. That's what we want.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad to say the least.
I don't know what to say, but it's a lot more to come from the saga. I think it's no longer a 9-day wonder. It's something that will be continuing for quite a while. But
table tennis is always in the news for good and bad things.
And more to come.
More to come. There's always more to come.
There's always more to come.
There's an next drama, there's a spin and stuff. But hey, we love the sport and we play sport.
What's going on over there now? I hear that there was something in the camp between the coach.
First of all, before we get to Reggae Girls, I didn't get a prediction on the USA match.
I think we're gonna lose by about 4-0.
Okay, sorry, yeah. I expected some.
No, I believe
preposterous.
I thought about it. If the US give Christian Pulisic a free run, we probably would lose 6 or 7-0. We have a goalkeeper, a shot stopper. A good shot stopper is going to be in the goal. So he's gonna block several attempts. He's gonna show off his quality tonight. But I believe the US will. The problem with the US, their second string team is so eager for playing time that they're going to come out here to murder Jamaica. Right? Yeah. And it's a good field, it's a big field, and it's a big crowd going to come watch. I think they're going to murder us.
Jamaica 2-1. You said USA 2-1. You say USA 4-Love.
4-Love, Hal Grimson resigns. Mid match, his deputy takes over.
The Reggae Girls, there was a turmoil in their camp right before they are supposed to leave for the World Cup.
At what point you start counting the turmoil? Because the turmoil was going on before that camp.
Yeah, before that.
It's the first time I ever see where the players vote the coach out and got rid of the coach.
Yeah.
Right?
Mutiny.
No building can stand on a foundation so shaky.
This time is the secretary that wanted to get
I know. But the point about Reggae Girls is that I think their importance out is bigger. Their own self-importance is bigger than women's football. Women's football is a tiny subset of football, in my opinion. And I think they create more noise than they worth listening to.
I know what issue was, because I heard it about some bus issue they're going to Dungeon.
And it's a constant.
But that's not nothing. If the secretary, that's all right. We don't want you on the bus. It's nothing for the secretary.
I think we need a new name for the reggae boys and reggae girls team too. You know, it really it has nothing to do with reggae.
The dancehall girls.
I don't know what they want to call them, but listen, Trinidad football team is called the Soca Warriors, and Warriors is a good name to have. Reggae boys. What I do, it does nothing for me.
It's a boy up the thing.
Reggae boy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Dancehall queens.
I don't know, but it's not an exciting term for
Reggae
me.
Kings.
Whatever it is. It's not, you know, in what they call them in El Salvador, Ticos.
Yeah.
You know, they have good
Los
names.
Ticos.
Los Ticos.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the reggae boys.
Yeah.
They'll be after the World Cup.
What's South Africa calling? Bafana? Is that what? Yeah, man, I like them kind of name. A big name, them, you know. Like Croatia. I try to reggae boys. I don't like it.
Yeah.
They'll be off for the World Cup coming up. What are your predictions and expectations from the Reggae Girls themselves? I know they have a good team, and with the likes of Bunny Shaw up front, you can expect.
What do you expect from the Reggae Girls? So you expect more from the Reggae Girls?
Absolutely.
And then you say the Reggae boys lose?
I expect more from Reggae Girls. Me too.
But they qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah,
and
so
that's more.
twice.
That's more. That's more.
Twice.
No, but seriously, we could probably go quarters in World Cup or semifinals. You know why? Women's football is a ant's nest. It's random. It's big kick and run down the ball. It's schoolgirl football.
No, you have some good team. USA, Brazil. I think
all right.
Women's football come far away, and it's
there are
way
maybe
better.
8 teams that really do play football.
France,
USA, Brazil,
Sweden,
China, right?
Canada,
Denmark, Canada, and by the time I get to 8, we can possibly finish in that top 10, 12 circle. Because it's the same disorganized kick up and run thing that we do.
Brazil and France? If we could double check the group.
France can't possibly have a women's football team. They have one?
Of course. Almost every men's team have a women's team.
Of course. I'm going to double check. Yeah, France in our group. France, Brazil, and Panama.
Against Jamaica? That's the group, right?
I think so. I think that's a group.
We can probably beat Panama. You know, it's only every group that we're in, they call the group of death. It's not a group of death, you know. We are the dead. The Jamaica team is the dead.
But I like the chances that it
Again?
can come out.
Really?
Martha won't be playing that first.
So
That's Martha.
Martha is probably the best woman baller in the world, and they're quiet, you know.
I think the US.
The Rapinoe? No. Martha have more skills than her. Sorry. You see, Mia Hamm was a real genuine baller. Bunny Shaw is a real genuine baller. Martha is a real genuine baller. But Rapinoe is a little bit behind them in skills, in my opinion. What do you think?
I don't watch much of them.
I've watched a bit.
I don't watch much of them.
It's almost a guilty. I almost feel guilty for saying it. But I've watched a little bit.
Bunny Shaw, big baller.
Yes, I agree.
Jamaica's chances.
Martha, big
The
baller.
Reggae Girls' chances is much better than the Reggae Boys' chances. Right
True.
now.
It's the same thing.
Wait, they qualify for the World Cup. They're at the pinnacle of the sport. And
they'll be qualifying again. Because
So,
they're so much more
there you
advanced
go.
than the Caribbean in terms of women's football.
yes, there you go. Yeah.
And we are still more advanced in terms of men's
The
football.
competition
in terms
is
of what going
not
on
as
Reggae
stiff.
Boys.
Competition is not as stiff.
Hold on. You just said we're advanced in
Women's
Caribbean football?
Women's football.
Yeah, in the men's team, we're
No,
advanced
you
in
said
Caribbean.
women are
For the
more
Caribbean,
advanced.
for the men.
So
apart
we're
from
ahead.
Cuba and Haiti,
The mistake you're making is you're looking through the prominent footballers we have, and then you're using it to judge Jamaican football. It's two separate things. Yeah. Two separate things.
Jamaica. You said that ahead of us. You said that.
Yes. Week. If Jamaica puts together some resumes, we will have the best Caribbean resume. But resume don't play football.
In resume, we become.
It needs a coach. It needs a coach. And by the way, Mr. Hallgrimson, what professional teams did he ever coach?
Iceland.
And you consider that a professional team? Because Iceland, there were police playing on that team and soldiers. And so, I'm not kidding, when Iceland made the World Cup, they were massive underdogs, you know. Yeah. See if you remember.
Yeah, of course.
And in fact, the head of the prison ward and the policeman and a couple of those people had to go to play for Iceland. I think Iceland population is probably about a couple 100,000. I don't think it's 2 million.
No, about 2 million.
No, I don't think so. Let's confirm that.
About 2 million. Realize, those countries with almost the same population as Jamaica.
Yes.
Their footballing teams are growing. Where are we?
Yeah, our population is the same as Croatia. And Croatia is at the top of all sport. Not 300,000. So I mean, and hold on. When they did that count,
2023,
when they did that count, the team was there.
Wow. So you're telling me that
that's what I tell you. 300,000 people, less than Barbados, made World Cup, Iceland. And Hallgrimson was the coach of that team. But Hallgrimson was not a full-time coach. What was he doing before? He was a dentist.
Yeah?
Yes. In fact, he had to cancel dental appointments for the World Cup, including some of the players.
So Iceland has about 400,000 people.
That's what I'm telling you.
Under 400,000.
And the 400,000
more than that in Kingston.
Yes, and that was before the World Cup. They had 30 people left, so it became 390-something thousand. And made World Cup.
And we can't make World Cup.
We did.
No, but let me come back to the point I'm making now. Let me come back to the point. Hallgrimson has not coached any big team yet. Yeah. Just remember that.
We are the biggest team.
We are his biggest team.
Yeah. And he has won a match yet. But he has
not won a match yet.
He will win later. He will win a match later. Tell you that. Jamaica 2. USA 1. Bobby Reed, Mikel Antonio.
Yeah. That's lightning striking twice. Lightning. I remember.
But yeah. But regular girls. I have to give them due credit.
Yeah.
But I don't see us coming out the group. We have to beat France. We have to beat Panama.
It's not impossible.
I mean, we're there. We're at the World Cup.
We have one of the best strikers in the world.
So what's she going to just strike?
Why not? She's being fair enough. And if you can pull, just like how Messi pulled that, look at 1 or 2 players around him.
Our first match will be against France. July 23rd. So
it's gonna let's watch match, that. I think that will tell us a lot.
That will tell us a lot.
They didn't do badly.
If we can get a result or even beat France, 1-1 draw.
You hear what you're saying?
We didn't do badly in the last round.
Jamaica beating France in the game of football. That's what you're saying.
Women's football.
Yeah, even if it's women's football.
Any
level of football. It's France. That's Jamaica you're talking about.
Women's football.
Let us watch it.
Why not? We'll be watching. No.
Yeah, it's good.
With the likes of Brazil, we know that Brazil is a premier team. It's tough. Going to be up against it. But
Brazil is going to give us some lopsided scoreline.
Then we play Panama July 29th.
Or best chance.
So France, Brazil.
Or best chance.
France first, then we'll play Panama next, and then the last group stage match will be against Brazil. 7 points.
Yes,
damn.
We're beating Panama. We're beating France.
And we're drawing
with Brazil.
Damn.
So
that's some ball right there.
Well, I know. When I make my bold predictions that Jamaica gonna win a Gold Cup match later, you're saying that my job is on the line. And this guy over here now is saying that we're going to draw with Brazil, we're going to beat France, and we're going to beat Panama. That's a win the group, you know. In Women's World Cup.
That's a win the group. You just predict, you know. It's a win the group. That's it.
I have more faith in the Jamaican women's football and the men's. And you know why? Because when you put these girls together, they are playing for the country. They're not just playing for themselves and getting contract. They have a love for this.
Yeah, you think
going out there and they're playing the football. These men not going out there to play the football.
What
they're
going
out there to try to win a contract somewhere.
They have their contracts already.
Most of them have them contracts.
Most of them have them contracts. It's all professional players.
They're not interested in Jamaican football.
Yeah, man,
remember you just said, no, we are their spare tire, you know? Look at most of what is on the team right now.
But of the big country.
Was he playing for Jamaica prior to him going to?
I needed to check that team. Is Low on the team?
Yeah.
Damien Lowe, yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's back.
Yeah, man.
All right. I didn't see his
full
name.
squad. I just Ravel.
Yeah.
Hutchinson.
Yeah. And even with Hutchinson, why is that here? Why is
No,
that
him say him declined to come this one. I think for personal reasons. Didn't say the personal reason, but he was slated to be in the squad, and then he said no. For whatever the reason is, I don't know. But
you saw is Leon Bailey with the team?
Yeah, man.
He's still in Jamaica, right? Not gone up, yeah?
No, I'm going up, man.
When did he leave? Yeah? Late this morning?
No, probably around Wednesday.
You sure about that?
No, not Wednesday, about Thursday.
Yeah.
I think I saw him on Wednesday. I saw him early Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I saw him in town.
I saw him early Wednesday morning.
All right, cool.
So these guys are not playing for the love of Jamaica.
Yes, man.
Like we are like, okay, I'm going to, like I said, Damari Gray.
Yeah.
He's waiting for England call up. Waiting for the England call up.
No, Raheem got the call up.
Yeah.
He didn't take the call up.
Right? It doesn't happen. So, okay, I'll work with Jamaica then.
Why not?
Because when you look at the England...
So if Raheem never get a chance to play for England, he'd be a reggae boy.
Yes, he
I'm
would
pretty
be.
sure
But
that.
he turned on Jamaica.
Aye.
And say he's waiting for the England call.
He got the England call.
Yeah. And him answer the call.
I remember back then, I think Jermaine Pennant was to be playing for Jamaica. And they said no. Yeah. And he waited for the England call. And he got the call. They didn't get the call.
I don't think him get the call.
No. So it's like...
I mean, is there any doubt? Had I keep forgetting my Ravel. Had Ravel gotten that England call, you think there's any chance Ravel would remember that he had a grandmother that was Jamaican? No. I think there's no chance. Ravel was one of the outstanding under 21 he played for England.
Yeah.
One of the outstanding under 21s. You know, they felt he was going to be the greatest thing from MU. Yeah, man.
This indiscipline.
Yes. So we are. Jamaica was just. We took him.
Why not?
And there was the guy who did the rape charge on him. What's the name of that guy again?
Mason Greenwood.
Yes. We taking him too?
Why not?
Are we taking him?
Him have an England cap. I think him have an England cap.
Yeah.
But we were talking to him during the time when he wasn't sure what was going on with his future.
And he said he's not sure that England called him.
But it shows you that these guys' commitment, as you rightfully say, is not to Jamaica.
But they want to play football, international.
They want to play international.
They want to play international.
They're not having the sticking point of having a national cap on you. You're actually playing for a national team.
Sure.
You can actually play in England now without having that national cap on you.
Yeah, so you have to pick a country.
You don't need to pick a country. They can just say, I don't want to play. I just don't want to play for a nation.
Yeah, but I mean...
And still play English ball.
But you want to play football.
No, man.
You don't represent
Mason is a British citizen.
He's capped for England. I think he can, if he wants to.
I think a 4 year wait. You can wait for 4 years and play for another country. Well, like 4 years, but yeah.
I never knew you had any Jamaican name until the rape charge, you know. And they were saying Jamaican rapist.
Well, to be honest with you, I just don't see how this Jamaica team is going to fit together. I don't see how the front line is going to work together.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Tonight I'll be glued to
It's just going to be an ugly win for Jamaica.
You see,
I don't see us playing great football.
Well, the eyes of the world on us, you know,
but it's going to be an ugly win.
It's Gold Cup.
Yeah.
A big thing.
In USA versus USA.
is in one of the football centers of USA. Chicago.
No,
Soldier Field. Yeah, a big match, man. Let us see how we do.
Yeah. Jamaica 2-1. I mean, I keep repeating it because I am the Schwab. I'm telling you.
Yes, call me after the match.
Remember, you kind of dwindled down a little.
No, you've been losing a lot. You've been dropping off.
Solid.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Boston can't lose.
Oh, jeez. The Boston Celtics. I know I don't see how Boston Celtics lose. Oh, yeah, Boston Celtics get Porzingis. Forgot to mention that. We're talking about NBA. Trade with Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart gone to Memphis Grizzlies. So Porzingis, I mean, getting less money, going on a championship.
What does the draft tell you now? Who going to become a big team now?
Spurs get that big man. Yeah, but when Benyama, 7'5", phenom.
What I see of him, unless he put on some muscle, I don't see him last time.
He's saying that you guys need to get skinnier. Why are you telling me I need to put muscle? So if
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, if you have that mentality, then
Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
you say that's
it's NBA rigorous. You have to have on muscle to play
I
so
think
many
so.
games.
I think so. I
Running
think
up
so.
and down,
Yeah.
jumping. You have to put on.
Yeah, I
muscle,
think
so.
he needs to bulk up.
Yeah.
And him, yeah. So I don't see. Oh, I don't know him going last in the pro league.
Look on man like Giannis and
Yao Ming didn't bulk up that much.
Who?
yeah, man. Yao Ming.
Not much.
Oh, Yao Ming never last long. Why think him career short?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man. Michael Jordan did ripping up.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan played
Jordan
82
was-
games. I think
was-
about 6 seasons. Michael Jordan I think played 82 games.
Barely missed any game.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
All when
a
him sick
big-
him play.
Yeah.
All when him sick.
Rip.
Yeah.
Like a and Kenyan rip. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So NBA, you have to have.
I think
so-
that's my
But this kid is.
yeah. But what I see of him, I've seen him have skills, but I don't think he can take the wear and tear. Let us see.
NBA is rigorous,
Yeah.
man.
I want to ask you something, Peter. You saw the Ashes match the other day?
No, I
Oh,
did not.
cricket. Oh, cricket.
Yes, man.
Cricket, lovely cricket.
Tell me
I don't
what
know
happened.
how England give away that game, you know.
We don't know what happened, guys. I'm telling you,
I think they made 300 and odd first innings and declared
Yes.
and put Australia in
Yeah.
to try and run them out or get them out before less.
Yeah.
Never quite work out. And then they declared again
Yes.
and lost.
Mm.
And I thought the declaration should be put a lot of more runs on the board
Yes.
and get them to try and take it off or give them a follow on. But
So Australia batter off the second set of runs.
yeah, win by 2 wickets.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
You know more than me. I didn't follow.
It's following cricket. I think West Indies doing a look at it against Zimbabwe.
But what's
No
coming
man
up
is
to
on
them?
Zimbabwe. I see we beat up some country that I never even knew existed. Madagascar, Macedonia. I don't
I
know.
mean, UAE, they,
No, but who did we beat recently?
I came to Manali and I was on then.
It's not even Bangladesh. It's below Bangladesh. We
It's
play.
not UAE.
No, it's not UAE. But whatever the last match we won, I said to myself, is that we're going to? That's where we're playing with cricket now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B
Is that, yeah. Brambles cricket.
So we are a Bramble side.
Yes.
And I think that's what they wanted to do with cricket. They wanted to have 2 tiers, A and B.
We definitely
we will be on the third tier.
we did definitely be big heading to go see. But and even so, I want to big up the athletes that will be competing today at the New York Grand Prix. So that's another thing to stay tuned and follow.
I hear the Blake is going to run.
Hakeem Blake.
The real Blake. The new Blake. Old Blake.
Hakeem Blake, Adrian Golson, they both will be competing in the men's 100 meter. Brianna Williams, women's 100 meter. I mean, so we have a lot of Jamaicans there.
She put on a good time the other day, Brianna. Since
Yeah,
she
running a
come in.
11:04, I think it was, our season's best. So track and field season, I mean, we know that is in full swing. And the trials is July 6th to 9th at the National Stadium, Quest to Budapest. So
I wonder if some of those females will be running in the men's category because we're loaded on the female side.
We didn't beat Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe beat us.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Zimbabwe beat us.
The game before that.
Okay, I didn't know the one before, but Zimbabwe beat us. How low we have fallen.
But that's a regular thing. I don't know.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, you know what time it is? Time flies when you're having fun, and it's time to wrap up the show again. Want to big up our listeners on Fit FM 96.7, Primal 4K app, YouTube, Facebook, all over the world. Big up on yourself, and one love from the Primal Sports Decks. And we see you next week again, same time, same place. You know, we do it already, we do it Primal. So peace out from the Primal Sports Decks. Who's up next? I think it's DJ Ailabash, I'm not sure, but
Many thanks to our guests.
I want to big up Vice Chairman of the Jamaica Rugby Football Union, Sharmella Martin, for coming on and taking the time out. And hey, remember, July 12th to 16th at the UWE Bowl, Jamaica will be competing in the Caribbean Cup. So watch out for that. So that's a wrap. And again, peace out. One love from the Primal Sports
Peace.
Decks.
Peace.
Reggae Boys 2-1 later. So that's it. Peace.